Hello everyone, welcome to D Street Talks. I am Nikhil, accompanied with Kaushal and Aditya. So this session will be very interesting. We will be discussing about one of the most famous Indian investor who has made his fortune in Indian stock market. His name is Dr. Vijay Kedia. Yes, in this session we will be discussing about his investment philosophy and his portfolio. I would like Aditya to take this forward.
I'd like to talk a little bit, discuss a little bit about his investment strategy and his investment philosophy. So, उनका जो portfolio है, it is only for long term. Short term investments are, as far as my knowledge, there are none. He has one investing principle which is SMILE. It's an abbreviation which translates to the company should be small in size, medium in experience, large in aspiration, and extra large in market potential. Basically, इसका translation ऐसा होता है कि he focuses on small companies which are not really established players, but they have some experience behind them. And large in aspiration and extra large in market potential is that these are majorly management points. How management is currently looking at the company and what are the future potentials. And then talking about management, Dr. Kedia is very keen on management. In fact, this is the only major thing that he looks at when buying at company, which is the sector growth, and the business should have phenomenal management, and it reflects in his portfolio, his stock portfolio. Every company that he owns has really good management, which has evolved over the years and has adapted to the changes in the business environment and the corporate environment. So basically Mr. Vijay Kedia entirely focuses on business management and how they will carry out a business. So currently Mr. Vijay Kedia ka portfolio hai 350 to 400 crore, and the largest holding in that portfolio is Vaibhav Global. And I think this is Mikhail's pick, so I'd like him to start with.
Okay, so Vaibhav Global is into retail business, that is into fashion jewelry, fashion accessories, and other lifestyle products. Their major product is the jewelry, that is diamond or any jewelry you counted. So they are selling this product in US and UK market. US is a 71% exposure. Product exposure is in US market, and 28 is around in UK market. So what they do is they have OTA, and they are into OTA and OTT platforms. So what is OTA is that they have their own broadcasting channel, which is broadcasted on TV, where they show their advertisements of their product, and customers can go and buy through the advertisement, which it is similar to the Naptol.com, what we can, or home shopping channels what we can see in Indian market. It is similar to it, but it is majorly into the jewelry section. So now 63% of the revenue comes from this segment, TV sales segment, and 28% comes from e-commerce. So 4 years back they thought of making an e-commerce website to sell these products. So they have the trends. When we see the trends, so e-commerce का जो trends है वो बढ़ रहा है, और जो TV sales का वो trend कम हो रहा है. They are also present into marketplaces like Amazon, Facebook, और जो भी है eBay, ये सब marketplaces में भी वो अपना product list करते हैं. So this is how they are tapping into US and UK market, where people can buy their products without going into shop, and that is also into jewelry section. So it why business बहुत ही सही business है, क्योंकि when we see कि ज्वेलरी business वो भी online बहुत difficult है कि people choosing jewelry just not because in India specifically we want to see or feel how it how the jewelry looks like on us. So but ऑनलाइन वो भी ज्वेलरी बेचना तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है, लेकिन कंपनी हैज बीन एबल टू कंसिस्टेंटली ग्रो द रेवेन्यूज इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सेगमेंट. एंड कोविड के टाइम सो व्हाई बिकॉज दे हैव दिस वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन बिजनेस मॉडल जो एप्पल का भी है. तो क्या है कि दे मैन्युफैक्चर देयर प्रोडक्ट इन इंडिया एंड चाइना and they source their product from 20 other countries, which is like APAC countries, and they supply this product in US and UK. So ये सब own करते हैं, ये suppliers को भी own करते हैं, manufacturers को भी own करते हैं. So they don't have to depend on some other third party company in order to source or supply ये जो भी कुछ है. So this is why they are dominant in India. आप देख सकते हो कि कोई इंडियन कंपनी नहीं है उसकी कॉम्पिटिटर जो यूएस में इतना अच्छा सेल्स कर रही है, वो भी फैशन सेगमेंट में. सो व्हेन वी सी द रेवेन्यूज, मिस्टर विजय केडिया 3 साल पहले ये 1000 से 250 पे आ गया था ये स्टॉक, बिकॉज ऑफ सम रीजंस व्हिच आई एम नॉट एबल टू डिकोड इट. बट एट दैट टाइम मिस्टर विजय केडिया हैड इन्वेस्टेड इनटू दिस पर्टिकुलर कंपनी. And when we see this company, why would I invest in this company would be mainly because of the business and the management. Because ये जो business में जो management ने अपना merchandise और जो अपना जो brand power, जो brand value was able to generate in US and UK market, वो बहुत जबरदस्त था. So that's the reason why he felt like yes, management में जो गलती की है जिसके वजह से stock price इतना नीचे गिरा. And now they are trying to come up. They are trying to redo their whatever mistakes they have done, और एक right path में आ रही है. That's the reason why he had invested in this particular company. And when we see this particular segment doing this amazing sale, बहुत सही है, क्योंकि कोविड के टाइम पे कंपनी ने रिकॉर्ड सेल्स किया है. ये क्वार्टर में कंपनी ने पिछले Q1 के क्वार्टर में कंपनी ने अराउंड 550 करोड़ का सेल किया है. So वो भी ऐसे सेगमेंट में, और that was mainly because of their brand power, brand value. और उन्होंने इसमें ना कि सिर्फ फैशन, अभी फैशन थोड़ा कम हो रहा है, मतलब जो ज्वेलरी है वो कम हो रहा है, एक्सेसरीज पार्ट ज्यादा हो रहा है, लाइफस्टाइल पार्ट ज्यादा हो रहा है. और अभी ये कोविड के वजह से उन्होंने एसेंशियल आइटम्स भी अपने बिजनेस में लिस्ट किया, मतलब इन्होंने प्रोडक्ट डाइवर्सिफिकेशन किया जस्ट बिकॉज उसका and because of strong brand value in those market, they are able to survive it. They are able to
Nikhil, एक क्वेश्चन था मेरे पास. ये लोग का जो प्रोडक्ट पोर्टफोलियो है कंपनी का, मतलब हाउ इज दैट डिजाइन कि वो लोग का व्हाट डू यू से प्राइस रेंज क्या है? इट इज लाइक वेरी चीप और एक्सपेंसिव और मिड रेंज?
हाँ, बिकॉज इट इज सोर्स्ड फ्रॉम कंट्रीज वेयर जहाँ से रॉ मटेरियल बहुत चीप में मिलता है, and their manufacture in India, तो cost बहुत कम हो जाता है. So as we have seen in Naptol and such homeshop18.com, वहाँ पर सब सेल होता है, like flat 50%, flat 20%, and this is what the strategy of this company in those market, कि flat 50%.
Essentially revenue is recurring, and वो लोग ने as you speak वो लोग का brand और वो लोग ने बहुत अच्छा customer base भी बनाया है.
Yes.
So I think the business has built a nice niche and has a certain moat in the UK and US markets.
Yes, really, and when we see COVID times में they have able to target 450,000 new customer in this COVID time. So इसका मतलब समझ में आता है कि कंपनी का मैनेजमेंट बहुत ही फोकस्ड है अपने ब्रांड और वैल्यू को लेके. And that we can see in the stock price as well. Stocks is trading like expensive, बहुत premium पे trade कर रहा है.
Yeah, the very hard bleed valuation, 7 times book value and 28 times P. That's something.
तो वो भी ऐसे सेगमेंट में, तो इनके पास बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज आएगा फ्यूचर में, और ये अपने हिसाब से डाइवर्सिफाई कर सकते हैं प्रोडक्ट में। और सिंस वो उनके पास एक स्ट्रॉन्ग एज है कि वो उनके ही मैन्युफैक्चरर्स है एंड उनके ही सप्लायर्स है, तो दे डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट और डिपेंड ऑन समवन एल्स फॉर देयर ऑपरेशंस। एंड
सो मतलब व्हेन यू मेंशन कि चाइना से वो लोग उधर क्या है, प्रोडक्शन सोर्स करते हैं कि
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं?
Okay, so will this take a hit on the margins because अभी चाइना का इशू रहेगा, so are they going to pull out the manufacturing unit or there is no issue?
Maybe they can pull out, but मेरे को नहीं लगता कि वो pull out करेंगे because of certain reasons, because of the cost and because of the मतलब वो establishment जो उन्होंने पहले से वहाँ पर करके रखा है, इंडिया में वापस से उनको पूरा करना पड़ेगा, और फिर that is a huge procedure. But
मतलब I'm saying that is there a possibility कि if the the situation worsens further कि चाइना के यूनिट वो लोग का इशू बनेगा क्या?
I don't think so इतना मेजर इशू बनेगा, क्योंकि it's just a manufacturing hub, तो बस वहाँ पर प्रोडक्ट बनता है और वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होता है ये सब लोकेलिटी में। सो मेरे को नहीं लगता है कि उन लोग पुल डाउन करेंगे। और सेकंड चीज था कि जैसे कोविड ने उनको कैसे एक थ्रस्ट दिया, बिकॉज इंडिया में सब ऑपरेशंस बंद हो गए थे, तब चाइना में सब ऑपरेशंस चालू हो गए थे, सो देयर सप्लाई वाज नॉट अफेक्टेड। और जब चाइना में बंद हो गया था तो इंडिया ने संभाल लिया था, क्योंकि तभी इंडिया में सप्लाई चालू था।
ओके,
या सो दैट्स हाउ they were able to cope up with this. And secondly, they also had a currency gain because US और INR का आप देख सकते हो जो ये।
So the company is actually geographically well diversified and it is playing it to its advantage.
Yes, I found no competitors from India specifically.
No, there are none.
And 4,000 crore का कंपनी, मार्केट कैप का कंपनी, एंड ब्रांड इज समथिंग। रिटेलर्स को वही तो चाहिए कि ट्रस्ट होना चाहिए क्लाइंट्स को कि हम यहाँ से शॉपिंग कर रहे तो, एंड दे आर एबल टू डू इट। दैट्स व्हाट आई फील विद इट। एंड आई डोंट नो अबाउट द stock valuation side. I find it very expensive right now, so right now investing in it, it doesn't make that sense. But yeah, business wise, company has a very strong business setup and well diversified, and that can be reflected into revenues as well. Okay, so that's it from my side on Vaibhav Global, and let's discuss about another stock.
I'll start with my stock pick, which in his portfolio, which is Aztec Life Sciences. So Aztec Life Sciences actually agrochem company है. Now agrochem industry is basically includes pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides, which are used on crops and other things. And currently the market cap stands at 2,000 crore, and the price is at 1,100 rupees. So current Godrej Agrovet is the holding company of Aztec Life Sciences. They hold 57% control, which is the controlling stake in Aztec Life Sciences. If you see the current agriculture sector growth in India for the year 2019 and 20 was 4%, and for the previous year 2018 and 19 it was roughly 2.5%. So obviously the global sector leader in agrochem is China, but the current as the management in the 1920 annual report has discussed that there is some disruption in the Chinese agrochem sector, majority due to the coronavirus, and majority of the global players are looking at not entirely moving out of China, but at least some part of their revenue will be geographically diversified, and India is essentially essentially directly benefits from that, and the same is true for the agrochem sector. So currently India का agrochem sector का growth, if you say projectile, is really strong and really solid, because eventually थोड़ा सा revenue divert होने वाला है इंडिया की तरफ. And Aztec Life Sciences is one of the best Indian companies for agrochem and pesticides and herbicides. Currently it's a small cap firm, obviously, and Aztec Life Sciences has clients, majority MNC clients, and obviously retail as well. And the 50%, as I said about China, 50% of the agrochem raw materials like chemicals and all are imported from the China. So in-house growth के लिए भी बहुत potential है. The imports add up to the expenses and eat away the margins. So eventually margins भी बढ़ेगा because of the China disruption. And the Aztec Life Sciences currently has 3 subsidiaries under its wing. It's all related businesses, which is the Behram Chemicals Private Limited, Aztec Europe, which is the international European arm of Aztec Life Sciences, and one more agrochem company which it has 100% holding of. So majority of the all of the business is focused towards agrochem entirely. And if you see the income statements, year-on-year revenue 2020 ka there is 21% growth in the top line and about 10% growth in the bottom line. Company ने operating margins sustain की है between 18 to 22% on an average for the past 10 years, which is really good. And I think margins as imports decrease and in-house production for the raw materials increase, I think this will benefit for company margins. And as far as return ratios are concerned, the current ROC for the company stands at about 20%, and it has been able to maintain that for the past 5 years. So what I look for in ROC is not extremely high ROCs, but a more sustainable number like 20%, which can be sustained for the next at least 5 to 10 years. So fundamentally and story wise, there is nothing much to speak about the company, because the balance sheet is rather sober. The debt to equity is 0.4, which is not that high. The current long-term debt stands at 100 crore, and the interest coverage ratio is over 10. So as far as the debt part of the company is concerned, it is basically nothing to worry about. The company has good free cash flows. Current free cash flow stand around 130 crore, which takes the price to free cash flow at 18 multiples of 18, which is really good. And as I said, there is nothing much to say about the business, as it is not a very interesting or not a very innovative business. It's a simple agrochem business. The company management is driven and it is motivated, and the company is doing capex. The dividend payout is almost nothing. It's 7% dividend payout. So company का capex हो रहा है towards acquiring businesses, building more plants. So yeah, that's basically it.
To add to the Aztec Life Science, the promoter, as we know, is Godrej Agrovet, and the holding of promoter, it has been increasing from 55% to around now it's 72%. And we know Godrej Agrovet, a famous brand in India, so the parent organization itself is a strong brand, so the subsidiary of course gets the benefit of pricing and taking a debt, or what I can say is the rating power for lower interest rate borrowing. And the thing with Aztec is that we know India eventually it's growing in the pharma. India is now focusing on, we know that Mr. Narendra Modi has currently announced 1 lakh crore of fund for Atmanirbhar agriculture. So I think these all farming related sectors are going to benefit and I think fertilizer is the thing which will of course benefit. A major benefit will be to the fertilizer segment, and I think Aztec is in that position to get a major benefit because of its parent and what the strong management what it has.
And
And I think that's
yeah, and as of now, India is majorly an agrarian economy, and 10 years down the line, the things will change, but it still would be. I think it still would be majority an agrarian economy, and even if it does not, the agriculture production will eventually be industrialized, and industrialized agriculture production also needs fertilizers and pesticides and insecticides and herbicides. So I think the future growth trajectory for the agrochem business and Aztec Life Sciences as a whole is really stable and really solid. मतलब इतना ऐसा कुछ phenomenal growth trajectory नहीं है, but eventually जो अभी current 20% के operating margins और 10% के net profit margins है, you can see a drastic increase in that, because as the raw materials get more cheaper and the business gets more local, and it will drive down the cost and pump up the margins. So that's my view on Aztec Life Science.
Okay, so I will continue the discussion and like to talk about Cera Sanitary Ware. So Cera is into sanitary ware majorly. The company has evolved from a core sanitary business to now faucet and tiles business, which is ceramic, which is all made up of ceramic. So Cera is a 30-year-old organization which was started as a small company and which completely focused for 20 years into sanitary business, that is making of उसको कमोटी बोलते हैं ना?
हाँ.
Yeah, making of sanitary ware products. And after 20 years making a brand and sustaining that brand till now, they have decided last 4 years they decided to come into faucet business and then also diversify into the tiles business, because the margins are way higher, margins are way higher in faucet and tiles business. So I will be talking about the core, that is the sanitary ware. So in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities, like the brand is known for its value for money product, and Cera has been a brand which I feel there is no competition to Cera. There might be competition to Cera, but the way we see the management is turning Cera or the company is amazing. So Cera,
to add to your point, in listed space there is almost no one in the sanitary ware industry. If you consider Jaguar, but that comes under
actually it is Jacquard.
Okay, it's Jacquard. Whatever it is, it comes under
that is the
extremely high-end products, and Cera products are more on the affordable side.
Yeah, it's on the affordable side. So that's the reason why the margins were lower. But the company का main aim था कि they wanted to develop a brand. And India में sanitary ware के बारे में no one talks about. But this is something very important, and India is turning from rural to urban. So this talk is not a phenomenal story, or it's just a thing which needs to be evolved in India specifically, because now अगर हम डेवलपमेंट का बात करें तो रूरल से अर्बन होने वाले, एंड अर्बन में people chooses their lifestyle, how they want to live. And
to actually counter your point, this talk is a phenomenal story, because currently there is sanitary ware का market अभी भी rural India में there is a lot of market for sanitary ware, and मतलब realistically the largest player benefits from it the most.
Yeah, but the problem
thing is, once the affordable housing gets a boom, eventually these stocks are going to get
I feel these stocks will get benefit way before the affordable thing. And secondly, since this sector is like 40% is unorganized and 60% is organized, so we find a lot of unorganized brands which are in this particular segment.
But the thing is, unorganized don't have any brand. But the thing is that the organized, unorganized debate will be there in majority of the sectors. But eventually, what the final result is, that unorganized will shift to organized.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's the reason why I said कि ये अपन high expectations नहीं रख सकते this particular product से. But this is a very solid product because Cera has able to achieve that कि 20 में अपने इंडिया में कोई इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स जैसे कि चाइना से या एशियन कंट्री से जो इंडिया में कंज्यूमर ड्यूरेबल्स में चीप और या वैल्यू फॉर मनी वाले प्रोडक्ट्स इंट्रोड्यूस करते, लेकिन सेरा हैज मेड इट कि वो अपने कॉम्पिटिटर्स को इंडियन मार्केट्स में आने नहीं दिया, एंड दे आर द मार्केट लीडर फ्रॉम 30 years in sanitary ware. And now the management is so uniquely shifting towards the sides into like अपने competency में shift हो रहे, like into tiles and faucet business, which is I feel ये सब एक साथ packaged होके बहुत सही business business product लगता है मेरे हिसाब से. And since company has amazing brand value, 8% of revenue वो अपने marketing में डालते हैं, और मेरे हिसाब से marketing is one of the most important aspect when you are selling such product. और sanitization, hygiene after this COVID and all वो तो boost होने ही वाला है. So and इनके जो clients, when we see the clientele like developers, private developers के साथ हर एक बड़े ब्रांड के साथ इनका पार्टनरशिप है, और पीएस मतलब पब्लिक सेक्टर में भी हम देखेंगे तो ऑल द बिग ब्रांड्स आर पार्ट ऑफ सेरा. एंड ये प्रोडक्ट तो कभी मतलब वेयर देयर इज ह्यूमन मैनकाइंड देयर विल बी सैनिटेशन, right? So this is why this is an amazing business, and it has evolved amazingly in 20-30 years of time. And seeing to the management, as I said, management is very very focused and very strategic when it comes to advertising their product.
And I would like to add about the technical part related to Cera sanitary ware, that it has currently given the 2-year trend line breakout, almost 30 months trend line breakout, and I think any move about 2,800 would give a great boost to the company. So it's kind of technical, but of course useful for investment because you can time your investment and make a better return.
So there is one more point कि the valuation seems to be around 2,500, मतलब share price seems to be around 2,500, but when as an investor I feel that is not an expensive stock. मतलब थोड़ा सा ऐसे valuation करते ना, and there is a lot of scope there to be tapped in this particular segment.
Yeah, exactly. So, when you see the future potential ki almost har jagah a lot of India has no access to sanitary places and toilets and such. The future growth trajectory is amazing. So मतलब 32 का P is also not a bad place to buy it क्योंकि future growth trajectory इतना अच्छा है.
Yeah.
And eventually it's a market leader.
Yeah, eventually a market leader. और एक बात है मैनेजमेंट का मेरे को बहुत सही लगा था, that they have a plant in somewhere in Gujarat, and वो plant में जो जितना भी production होता है like 90% of the production, like let it be sanitary product or faucet, और ये पूरा जो प्रोडक्शन जो एनर्जी लगता है इस प्रोडक्शन को वो इन लोग सोलर और विंड एनर्जी से सोर्स करते हैं. सो दे हैव देयर ओन सोलर प्लांट एंड विंड एनर्जी प्लांट व्हिच टेक्स केयर ऑफ देयर जनरेशन एंड कंजम्पशन. सो दे आर वे अहेड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द बिजनेस.
PGS.
So that's the reason why I think Mr. Vijay Kedia might have invested into Cera, and it can be a great story in future.
it has been the thing with Vijay Kedia's portfolio is, Mr. Vijay Kedia's portfolio is that majority of the stocks or the businesses have already shown their power by giving a great return and the great boom in the sales. But even after giving such a bagger return, company has a huge potential on the upside. That's why we think that Mr. Vijay Kedia is holding them till now.
Yes, there is a lot of expectations from such companies in coming future to shine, and consumer durables can be a part of the leaders in the bull market and in the development of India. So buying Sera is like buying the development of India. I think I am able to express it. So that's from my side about Sera, a very strong business. The ones who are managing it is very strong people. And as once Mr. Kedia said, money does not make wealth. It's the management that converts that money into wealth. So an amazing company from my side.
So taking Mikhil's side, now we are moving to Kaushal's side. So I will be talking about Newland Laboratories Limited. It's a 1984 business doing pure API business. It's around 1300 crore of market cap, and Mr. Vijay Kedia holds around 2% of the total market cap. And the thing with Newland Laboratories or any API business is that currently what Indian pharma companies were doing was majorly importing APIs from China. But looking at current scenario between India and China, majority of the pharmas are shifting to Indian APIs. And I think Newland Laboratories all of the APIs will benefit from that move. And Newland has a great benefit when looking to the clientage of what it has. It's like Dr. Reddy's, it's Lupin, it's Aurobindo. So great companies which are in the clientage of Newland Laboratories. And it has major focus in outside India. I would say rest of the world. What Newland has its business, only 26% of the revenue comes from the Indian business. And there is one more vertical which Newland Laboratories works. It's custom manufacturing solution. So it's kind of what HICL does. It's provide end-to-end services, end-to-end chemistry related solution to the pharma companies, which is also an interesting business and a great potential going forward. Because after all, it comes in the R&D part, and we know that pharma companies need to do a lot of R&D. But talking about the growth, what the company has shown, it's not that great, but it's very consistent. So from the last 10 years, the sales of the company has gone from 400 crores to just a shy of 800 crores. It's not that great, but the thing is, it's very steady. It's growing steadily, and I think it has never given a negative sales return. And talking about the profit part, it's really very fluctuating when comparing to the sales because of the operating expense what the company has to incur. The cash flow, it doesn't actually make sense for an pharma company or API company to have a free cash flow because they also have to do a lot of R&D thing. Talking about the margins, the operating profit margin stands around 14% and the net profit margin is very low. It's around 2%. But I think it's because of the heavy cost, the raw material cost which it has to incur. And I think it has a little bit of debt which if is gone off, then I think the margin will improve. And EV by EBITDA, the major part what I consider for any company, it's hovering around 5.5%, which is very good for an API business. Even after a great jump in the price, what Newland has shown in this lockdown period or in this pandemic period, even that the company looks very fair enough to buy at these levels. So I think APIs are the pharma is the thing for next decade. I think it will have a good because we know that from last 5 years pharma was like almost flat or decreasing year on year. But in this pandemic crash, what has happened is it has given the return of all 5 years, and I think it will last for a longer period, or I think 1 decade is enough for the pharma companies to get all the returns what it has to be given from the last 5 years. So I think pharma is the thing, and Newland is also very good potential candidate to buy. Okay, so after talking about this all good and great companies, now let's come to the real business, the microcap company what Mr. Vijay Kedia is holding. It's a 44 crore of market cap of company. So I think Vijay Kedia can buy the whole company. But that doesn't really make sense. But it's a microcap company. But the best part about the company it's its product line. The business which is involved in. It's all automation related, it's auto related. And I think the brands which affordable robotic and automation is tied up is really great. So they have Mahindra, they have Ashok Leyland, they have Bajaj, they have Volkswagen, they have great companies. But that's not the interesting part which I am looking after. I am looking after the second business segment what affordable robotic and automation holds. It's a multi-level car parking business. So that's a very great business, and that has a huge potential in the urban regions, because we know that parking has been a lot of issue in the urban areas. And I think where the company is situated, there has been a lot of issue of parking, which is Pune. So we know there needs to be done something to look after that. And I think affordable robotic has a good, I'd say after all it's an 400 crore or 40 crore of market cap company. But eventually things are like that. Company starts from a micro cap and it ends up in the large cap segment. So I think this is kind of that business which will eventually do great, but it requires its time. And I think you will get to know the interesting facts about this company and the financials, because I will be taking it for the next mastermind segment, which we take as the intellectual investments. So stay tuned for our episode, which will be uploading for the Q3. So anyone has to give an addition to these points?
No. Yeah, as I said, as you mentioned, the interesting product of this company is the car parking. But the concerning factors, like right now the real estate market has been suffering, the auto sector has been suffering. So they were very much they had contracts with a lot of private developers, but now because of the crunch of liquidity, they are not able to capitalize, or they are not able to run their operations, and the projects have been stalled. So that's the reason why the company is right now affected. And to the smart cities, because this multi-level car parking ka project, a lot of orders can be obtained in the smart cities from the smart cities. So तो कंपनी ने प्राइवेट से पब्लिक सेक्टर में टेंडर डालना चालू किया, टेंडर में कोटेशन डालना चालू किया. दे गॉट 2 टेंडर्स. सबसे पहला जो स्मार्ट सिटी था जो विशाखापट्टनम में था, और एक वही आंध्रा रीजन में आता, दोनों भी. द अप्रोक्सीमेट टोटल वैल्यू ऑफ द बोथ द प्रोजेक्ट्स वर अराउंड 20-24 crores, विच इज एन कंपनी है 100 crores की, और 20 crores का उनको ऑर्डर मिला था. स्मार्ट सिटी कार पार्किंग का प्रोजेक्ट मिला था. but because of the political affluence that happened in Andhra, सब politics change हो गया पूरा, जिस उसके वजह से वो प्रोजेक्ट स्टॉल उधर ही रुक गया एंड उनका 5 से 6 करोड़ का वर्किंग कैपिटल वहां पर फंस गया. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस सर्टन रीजंस राइट नाउ कंपनी बहुत ऐसे स्टेज पे जहाँ पर कंपनी को बहुत सारा कॉस्ट कटिंग करना पड़ रहा है, ऑप्टिमाइजेशन करना पड़ रहा है. So if this company survives in this phase, so I think this company can do very well in future. That's a point that I would.
And survival is the major thing when it comes to microcap.
Yeah.
Because once they have been stable, then there is less of a issue. But the only risk what microcap holds is survival.
Yeah, so that's...
but as far as the survival is concerned, as I'm looking at some balance sheet ratios, the debt to equity is it's 0.5, which is not, मतलब ऐसा lower तो नहीं बोल सकते, but it's not bad at all. And the company historically it is focusing on reducing their debt, and eventually real estate operations in Mumbai and Pune will resume. And as Kaushal mentioned, majority market Pune में है, and Pune is a more developing sort of place when compared to Mumbai. So आगे का future growth बहुत अच्छा है, और एक niche segment में current niche market में business है, and if they are able to build up their brand equity and sustain their client portfolio, I think this is going to be a banger.
Yeah, so as you mentioned about the debt, so I had heard in an interview, so इनका tie up Axis Bank के साथ है. So they bought around approximate acres of land उनके जो manufacturing site है उसके बाजू में ही, and they wanted to put up a shed over there, but so they approached the bank, but bank rejected the what do you call the loan, because the banks wanted the company to reach to a certain level or achieve a certain milestone, and then they would process the loan. So I feel they are into that survival phase, क्योंकि कंपनी का इनिशियल में 250 स्टाफ था, अब 250 से कम होके 50 पे पहुंच गया है.
Okay.
Yeah, so if this survives, the idea is amazing and it will do very well. That's what that's it for this micro cap company, and let's move forward for the portfolio star company. Sudarshan Chemicals.
Star performer is here, guys.
Sudarshan Chemicals.
I'll take the Sudarshan Chemicals, which is very widely known as the star performer of Mr. Vijay Kedia's portfolio. It is in fact a 100 bagger. I'm not sure when Mr. Kedia bought it, but it must be around a very low, I think 20-25 rupees or some sort of similar levels. Because it is 100 bagger. The current market cap of the stock is 3,200 crore, and the current price stands at around 470 rupees. So Sudarshan Chemical is in the pigment business, the organic, inorganic, effect pigments, and majority revenue comes from pigments, and some part of the revenue is in agrochemicals. So I'll discuss a little bit about the Indian and the global pigment sector. So globally, all of this data is majorly from annual report of Sudarshan Chemicals, from the management discussion part. So globally, the company management believes that the pigment industry is shrinking, and as global trends go, majority major global pigment players are from China, some from US and UK. So due to the disruption in China, the global pigment industry is consolidating, and Sudarshan is among the top 5 global players in the world for pigment manufacturing and distribution. And in India, it has 35% of domestic market share. So, as far as the future trajectory for the pigment business is concerned, pigments are some sort a type of essential product, क्योंकि it goes in paints and industrial coatings and plastics. So you cannot do without pigments. So globally, there is a quite stable trajectory as far as the pigment industry is concerned. And then coming to the business model, the company operates on high debt, and from past years they have been increasing their debt to equity, and company management doesn't seem to matter that much. I think the goal is to take on as high leverage as possible, and it's fine as long as the management and the company management is really phenomenal. The management is really driven and motivated, and it has took the company from 15 rupees a share, a micro cap company, to top five global players in the world. So I'm not doubting on them that. And a lot of products of the company have the Lean and Six Sigma certifications. That gives us assurance that the quality of products is according to the global standards, even exceeds global standards at some point. बिजनेस कंपनी R&D पे बहुत फोकस करता है. करंटली वो लोग का 100 प्लस साइंटिस्ट का टीम है, विच इज increasing year on year, and they are focused on developing new and more effective and more cost effective solutions for the pigment pigment manufacturing. लास्ट ईयर 2019 में कंपनी ने जर्मनी में एक लैब एस्टैब्लिश किया था to keep up with the global advances. And as we know, Germany is as far as anything globally scientifically is concerned, Germany is amongst the leader. And I think this move is extremely strategic and is going to be extremely advantageous to Sudarshan Chemicals as a business. And वो लोग का मेजॉरिटी जो electricity it comes from renewable energy. They have set up solar plants and windmills specifically to generate electricity for their factories. So as far as sustainability is concerned, business is on a very strong footing. And as we all know, sustainable energy resources is good for the environment and for the business, because eventually the cost becomes zero. सिर्फ maintenance का cost लगता है. So that will affect on margins, not in 2-3 years, but in the future. और फिर industry opportunities देखा जाए तो global color pigments market है, it is around $10 billion. And as they state in the annual report, they are targeting for $8.6 billion as the market opportunities for Sudarshan. So that's some robust future targets. And they have the capex and the R&D to support that. Currently, dividend payout is 32%, which is higher, but it is quite stable. They have reduced it from 46% 10 years before to 33%, and I think they should keep it stable, or it can go down, because capex and R&D is the major focus for the business. And as I mentioned, 35% of Indian market share, Sudarshan has it. And it is focusing for the past 3 years to develop new products and provide customized solutions to their clients. And in the current couple of years, they have actually downsized their operations from agrochem to focus more on the pigment industry. To be specific, they have divested the industrial mixing solutions to GMM Pfaudler, which is another phenomenal company, for 30 crore. So they are bent on focusing all of their manpower, their resources, and the operations towards pigment industry, which is a really great step. And it also frees up capital, which the management thought was better off invested in the pigment sector. And the pigment industry is obviously a very slow growing industry. There is almost no growth rate for the past 5 to 7 years. around 5% of compounded annual growth rate was maintained. And for the next 5 years, it is expected to 5 to 3% CAGR se badega pigment industry. And the industry uses for the pigment, for organic pigments, for all of the organic, inorganic, and effect pigments, have the coating use, plastic use. Organic are majorly used for industrial coating, and effect pigments are used for automotive coating. So ये लोग का जो product और business portfolio, it is also well diversified to plastic coating, industrial coating, automotive coating, and textile coating as well. And currently the business sells its products in over 85 countries worldwide, and that's really nice. And free cash business doesn't generate as much free cash flow because of the heavy capex that company is sticking to, and it has been sticking to heavy capex for the past 5 to 7 years, and it has reflected in the stock price. Not actually because consolidation hua hai, but it has reflected in the earnings, and eventually the capex will help them grow even forward.
So when we are talking about Mr. Vijay Kedia as a star performer, so I would like to introduce one more star, which is Atul Auto. Atul Auto, it's not Atul Auto, it's Atul. So Atul has been a great story. It's again a chemical company. It was like a 10 rupee company in 2000, back in 2000, and currently it's hovering around 6,300 levels. And the thing is, in 2020, the company declared a dividend of 15 rupees. So if you bought a company at 10 rupees, you're getting a dividend of 15 rupees at 20 years down the line. So that's a great thing. Every year you are getting your capital back, like 150% capital back. So that has been the best company I think anyone would ever hold. And Mr. Kedia is also holding Atul Auto till this date. Okay, coming back to Sudarshan Chemical. So the thing with the pigment is like they have a huge usage. So they can be used in coatings, they is used in plastic, they are used in inks, they are used in cosmetics, they are used in paints, they are used everywhere. So the thing is, the demand will be there. Even by one segment or even by other segment, the demand will be there. And after looking at the immense growth what Sudarshan has shown, I think potentially it will be the market leader in India and I think all over the world. And it has to grow eventually because the demand will grow as demand is coming from sectors which are already growing. So you are getting my point?
Yes.
It's good.
But the overall growth trajectory is really nice because every segment में use होता है. So that's why the historical growth is very low. But I think the business growth is phenomenal, and future trajectory is very solid. And the fact that company is operating on very high debt is there obviously are benefits for that because the cost of capital falls down as the company acquires more debt, and a cash flow frees up, so they can utilize it into more capex and buying more subsidiaries. And
yeah, and I'm talking about the technical part about Sudarshan Chemical. So I think it has also given an 2-year trend line breakout, and it has made an cup and handle kind of pattern. And I think any close above 480 will of course take it to all-time high. That's my view on technical side. But you are talking of course on the investment side. But what technical helps you while investing is to get an edge of timing. And that's it. We have covered almost 6 stocks of Mr. Vijay Kedia's portfolio and a little bit. And we know that Mr. Vijay Kedia never shares his investment psychology, but we kind of tried to decode it and explain it to you. So we hope that you liked it and it was an interesting discussion for us also. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. Happy investing.